or come back to workers and resources. Well, last time we had a little bit of a scrappy episode. Those things are to be expected. The version is currently in testing, and bugs shall get found and reported to make sure that they get resolved before the final release of the version to the public branch. What's coming up today? Probably something with Brospyne. Start work on this area. Sounds like a reasonable thing to do, maybe? Set up a rail-based unloading area behind it for coal, citizen goods, and maybe also construction materials to think about more construction offices in the area. We'll have to place a railroad going that way. That should not be a challenge for us. We already know how to do that. But in any case, a warehouse area in the area will probably help us quite a bit. And we'll try and lay out the railroad line in a way where it follows the terrain curvature a little bit. At least where it makes sense. Right, there's a road in the way. That is supposed to become a bridge at some point, so it does not matter that the crossing is too sharp. How are we gonna get along this? I also wanted the possibility of a rail line going that way, but with a curve like that, that seems to be not a thing. If we can go around, not that well. We can go around here as well, I guess. I don't know. Slightly awkward. Maybe the rail station has to be moved a little bit. This is way too long of an area anyway. 100 meters extra, pretty much. Can theoretically move it back a bit. Let's see. There's also no waiting for passenger trains, so there's only the single line. And then 150-ish meters here. So we shall take down this rail line on this side and put the passenger platform over here, I guess, which... nah, I don't want to do. I already laid out this area nicely, so we'll have to figure something out with this. I mean, no, it's fine. I can have like train lines going this way across the other lines. That's fine. Right? That should work. We just need to leave enough room here. So if an incoming train is also 155 meters, it can park before it goes back out. Let's do 170. Okay, that'll allow us to go into either direction with the trains we have. and they will probably merge again into a single line. Don't really need two of them. Okay. That shall do. There's a little bit of a waiting area here on each lane. This is all rail station. This could have a waiting platform here, and then it goes into a single track. But there will also be lanes going out, all four of them. Well, I guess it could go out the single area here. That's also fine. But yeah, we'll have four train. What the hell did I do here? That's not going to work. At least not in the way I want to. That was very awkward looking. Okay, so we have to first come onto this track and then run this way. Got it. That looks better. And then the connection coming from the rail tracks over here to this side will also be possible. But it only has to come from these two lanes. So these two lanes into, well, a merged lane really. We'll see. I don't think I want more than two tracks right now. There's not really any diverging path here. Once we get to this point, there's a lot of areas to go to, but we're not there yet, and that's still quite far off, so planning for such a thing right now seems a little bit excessive. Okay, what's happening? Oh, there's a truck here set to wait until loaded. Okay, we're gonna move that. Sorry for making you wait. Ah, damn it. 5 hours. Road clearing seems much better now. They're getting things done very well with the extra technical services, so that's much appreciated. We've also almost completed the road going towards the customs house at Premo. Not that we need it, but having options is always good. There's only a road connection here, so I don't think we will be using that for much. Unless we do build a town in this area, but I don't think that's gonna be a thing. Let me redo these rail lines. Doesn't change anything. Okay. Then I guess it was fine the way it was. Sure, build those tracks. Get those in place already. Shall we start with some buildings on here? These are still dirt roads. I've started working on the heating pipe. Guess we'll let them finish that. They are not allowed to move into this area, right? Yes. So I guess we'll start working on some of the buildings. Get the road connections in place and trigger the building constructions. Sure. So we're gonna build that up. First goal, trying to get some people to move into the area, which will make construction of any future building much easier. Getting the initial settlement up should be of the highest priority. And then we can also trigger a research, and I'm thinking for medical research, since I don't think I want another headquarter research. Although going towards restricted education for only the most loyal citizens would also help boost things a lot. Because then it would only put already highly loyal people into the university education and would slowly start accumulating. But I think I want to go for medical research. And I'm thinking either alcohol standards, vitamins. So alcohol standards makes alcohol have less negative effects on your health. That should improve our population quite a bit. Vitamins reduces the effect of pollution. I don't know where pollution is. I assume we are having a few issues with pollution, so I'll go the route through preventative medicine, dealing with heart attacks, strokes, and clarifying how first aid is to be applied to cases where it's necessary, which should reduce the amount of ambulance departures, which would be helpful. And also, well, I guess this is just more time for an ambulance to arrive, but reduce the amount of visits to a hospital, which could be helpful. All still out in the open, what to do. Looks like we're not exporting gravel right now, we're busy. I disabled exporting gravel, did I? So the large incinerator export we don't need. Prebosia train aggregate loading, that one needs to be renamed. Yeah, sure, we can export gravel again, if you don't have anything else to do. Oil makes sense. I will also put the name of the settlement in here. Sure, that should be descriptive enough. I will probably relocate the free construction offices over here to help with infrastructure construction. And that one was really helpful. Maybe should have done that a little bit earlier. Okay, where are they? Pre-construction office. So that's road cranes, that's just going to be really helpful. If any construction over there. Then we had excavators, I think. I think we had excavators and bulldozers. But they got moved into our regular construction office, so... Or were they in this area now? There's one in the road depot for flattening stuff. I think we can relocate that here now. What did I do with the bulldozers? Do I still have bulldozers? I do not. We only have 4 excavators and no bulldozers. Okay, then we're gonna get some more excavators. And I think some dedicated road construction vehicles even. And we already have our new construction office. I don't think we need dedicated ones of these. They should be doing well enough. I guess they're very busy right now already. How's our population development? Stagnant-ish. Slightly rising. Probably a lot to do with the extra pollution in this area. Oh no, lifespan went up again. I don't know why it dropped. Must have been an epidemic. Life expectancy is back to acceptable levels over here. Or maybe production slowed down so much that the lower throughput of the coal mine now means that we're not generating as much pollution anymore. Yep, this is a waiting platform. It's intended to have trains waiting here. We are limited by our routes to the customs house. If we have a lot of border connections on the western border where there's like train lines going into customs houses that have 3 lanes, then we might have to switch over to the US currency just for the fact that we can run more trains to them. But it looks like there's one. It looks like we also only have one US-based customs house with a triple train connection, so and right across us. That means train-based stuff is going to be limited for a low-tech republic. Exporting a lot of raw resources is not really that viable, I don't think. We can't really do anything with ships, which would also be very high throughput. Seems not great. Okay, this should make rail construction a little bit faster, even though I just sent the construction train back home. I didn't want to sit there and wait until it got past. Oh, there they are. They're already here. Okay. No, that's fine. Then I guess we have some extra excavators in here now. Oh, I guess the bulldozers didn't show up because I was not on all map. Yeah, okay. Not sure how I missed it. Hello there, is this a New Republic, not the one with the airport a couple days ago? This is indeed a New Republic, the one with the airport. We had so much money we didn't know what to do with. I started a new challenge where I have the goal of sprawling out across the map with allowing myself only one research per settlement. So in this case we have Almavari, Krabosia, Vavkavich, Vulkanideni and Savoy, which is 5 settlements. So right now I only have 5 out of the 100 plus researches. And 3 of them were distribution offices and 2 of them were the secret police. And that's it. So we're stuck with slightly low-tech solutions for all of this. We're not gonna get any better buildings anytime soon. And yeah, just see how things go. Trying to sprawl out towards a larger republic for the sake of getting research that way. I am working on a medical university in Brospyne, which will allow us to do future research in that area. So technical university is not on the agenda yet. The technical university is probably something for the center of the map. Yeah, I have the problem as well. Once you get enough trade going, it gets really boring. I hope that finds a way to make endgame more challenging. Yeah, it turns from difficult economy to you can build whatever you want. So I think this limitation seems somewhat challenging because you have to sprawl out and use limited options that you have to get going. Even though our money is really good, I think that is probably something they will change at some point. We are running an incinerator, importing hazardous waste and just burning it constantly, and exporting the resulting mixed waste back. So we are making money on exporting this waste back to them, like 10,000 per train car, or per train I mean. And then the most money is made on getting the toxic waste in, which is 100,000. Supposedly. So money is not an issue, but this is severely restricting our capacity right now because we have this customs house always loaded with the waste import, and that is not going to be sustainable for like forever. Because we're basically blocking all of this customs house up. And this customs house and one on the west are the only ones that have 3 rail connections. So I do have single rail connection customs houses, but I am limited on my rail capacity here. And I do not have a river, so I think this will be more of a logistical challenge at some point. And I think it will start with Brospyne, so I want to set this up in a way where we have warehouses, we have coal storages here, and then they can go here and pick stuff up from this area instead of having to go directly to the customs house. I'm also trying out a new city layout, so this is more of a micro district kind of thing, so residential buildings on the outside. Unlike the historic stuff where they had the commercial things also on the outside. I'm putting those on the inside. I have a university on the inside. But I also want to leave a decent chunk of greenery area unclaimed. Maybe for future expansion, but at the start just to make it look a little bit more attractive and see how that goes. It's not going to be a lot of people necessary to run the medical university. We only need like 300 of them. And then I guess we could have also halls of residences in this area. In here next to the train station, so they come in by train, move into the hall of residences and study before they go back to live in our nation. Yep. It makes it more interesting. The challenge of no buses was also quite difficult to do, and I had to fall back to actually getting some buses. But I think with the new road, the new single lane roads, it might work better. I have yet to test them though. I don't have that much vehicular throughput right now where testing would make sense or work. But in the future maybe. Maybe we'll turn the greenery area in Brospyne to a car park. And then the people in there will be really loyal because they will all have cars. And anyone studying there will also become really loyal. But yeah, these trains loading waste and blocking the customs house are not that great. I might be able to get rid of one of the trains actually. We might be now at the point where the trains are so fast that 2 of them will be able to keep everything up. I will relocate one of the trains back to the depot. So you're not gonna load anything, but you're gonna drive to the depot. Not at the end. Why does it add the depot at the end? Oh well. So I'm trying a few different city layouts. I really like the city buildings enclosing a shopping center kind of thing. This felt a little bit too cramped though. And we have a slightly larger approach to that. No trees yet, so it doesn't look that nice. But it kind of works. And then yeah, in Brospyne, what I showed, it's going to a very large scale. Also based on the micro-districts in the Soviet Union. But like just my own version of that, I guess. Not really based in history, since I only watched a 20-minute video, okay? I'm not that involved with it yet. We'll get there. We will need a technical service in the area. We will need a construction office in the area. For maintenance. Well, I guess I did not build a construction office over here. There's one in Volcanedeni or Volcanedeni. So yeah, a new construction office in this area will be necessary. Probably all next to the heating plant. Our fire station also needs to be placed. I did want a slightly larger one, which will be appropriate for the area. And I do want it in this area. Also started losing a lot of keyboard shortcuts. That makes things a lot quicker in some cases. I set up myself a small toolbar of the construction assignment tool starting and stopping constructions, measurement tool, and the clone tool. The clone tool is really useful. Like, pick up the clone tool. I want to build a dirt road. Okay, clone another dirt road and start building. That's really fast and easy to use. Very convenient. And when I want to assign constructions, just open the construction menu, 1, 2, 3 toggles to the upper selections, and tabulator key toggles through that menu. It's nice how much you can do with the keyboard. Very good. Still have to set up electricity, water, and heating. I think multiple electric connections will be necessary. We'll have one for the service area square and the halls of residences, wherever they might be. So I guess one on the bus platform, maybe? Put it in here. And then another one in the residential area, and I think one will be enough for all of this. But there is of course enough room to expand upon that if it is not the case. I think this should hook up everything, and yeah, we also need one for the heating plant, of course. So, one for this area. Water tanks, sewage tanks, definitely the technical service. Slightly worried about water, but it should still be doable from the customs house, I think. But we might set up a water production in this area that then gets distributed throughout our nation, not via pipes but via trucks. The existing fire station should have range here, and it's a very good road. Actually, it doesn't. That is somewhat concerning. So we'll have to set up a bus route and prioritize the construction of this fire station to run that. Even if it doesn't have heating right now, which the larger fire station will need, we can still provide fire safety in the area while things get built. And the people will just have to visit the hospital after a little bit, I guess. Okay, waste train. I don't think I want waste trucks in. Oh, I actually might want waste trucks in here. Waste cars. That reminds me, I didn't make the suggestion yesterday. Let me just write that down. Okay. There's a time limit for suggestions, so I can't make everything at once. We do need to set up a bus route. These construction offices are empty. I will get probably microbuses to fill the fire station. 2 of these. Hope that we get it constructed before any fire strikes. And then this should cover all of this area. I guess we probably don't have anyone to pick up from here. Might have to set that up. Make sure we have people to pick up. So we'll tell 2 of the residential buildings to send its workers to this bus stop. And then if they don't get picked up, they go to any other facility. But this way we will have workers that can be picked up. And they are not being brought to Volcanideni. They are just here for this area. And then we need the fire station up and running. Probably also with fuel. Fuel won't work though, but we do have a free gas station here, so the fire trucks should be able to refuel there temporarily until we have electricity in the area. Yep, we'll see where we go from there. I would like to receive notifications if our domestic coal storage ever runs empty, because that would be quite the important information. Same with the fuel storage. Those things are information that I should probably be made aware of as soon as possible. How's the fertilizer situation? There is none. We'll bring solid fertilizer here. We will also bring liquid fertilizer into the farm itself. And that will make a lot of crops for us. Might be a little bit late for this year, but I guess they can still distribute the fertilizer after the fact, after the crops have been sown, so improve the harvest on existing fields. After we get Brospyne up and we have our medical university, we'll have to find out reasons to get more settlements down and fill out some of the research, I think. Technical university will be skipped for the time being, so the technical university I think I will define as having to go somewhere in any of these 4 squares in the center. That will put a nice restriction on us to develop to the center of the map first and get the base infrastructure up before we start delving into developing our technology. So a town with a technical university somewhere here, probably in this square or around this area in general. And then maybe we can get access to the resource overlays at some point. Coal production is running well. We're exporting a little bit. 10,000 a train. Now we don't have any traffic jams at the customs house anymore. I still think we have enough waste, right? Where's the other train? Where is the other train? There should be 3, and I moved 1 into the depot. Let's check the route. Well, this route is obsolete, so... Well, yes, there's 2 trains. And both of them supposedly at the customs house. Oh yeah, I guess they are. So 1 train just arrived here. That's fine. Let's get rid of the obsolete route. Hi, how are you? Long time no see, I hope all is well. Hello Gavin, everything is doing well. Starting to get warm throughout the year again. But not uncomfortably warm here yet. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well as well. Talking about temperature though reminds me that I might have to get some ice cream soon. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 6 hopper cars in here. well, let's say I need 5 more hopper cars in here for now. Not sure where the other hopper cars went. They might still be listed in here and I just don't see them because it says 30. You're great, getting hot there too. Yeah, I can imagine that being a... Oh yeah, I have the hopper cars in here already, don't I? Well, just gonna add some more. I can imagine that being a thing now for most of the northern hemisphere. Bosia train diesel station on fire. We still have an old fire truck here, it looks like. Let's upgrade that one to a more modern version as well. And once the new one has arrived, we're gonna relegate the old fire truck to the scrapyard. We have a high number of low education. What did I forget? Nothing here. Oh my god. Okay, let's maybe increase our education in Volsanedeni as well. Seems like that could be a good idea. I just have a feeling that this is like something we should do right now. That's probably going to be a good choice. Our construction office storage is on fire. Good thing we didn't replace or scrap the old vehicle yet, because it's now going to have to extinguish that one. But yeah, the new vehicle should be in here already. So now we can scrap you. Thank you for your good work. Yeah, we'll leave that at 20, that's fine. Everything is moving so fast. Is the game on fast forward? Yes. The game is indeed on fast forward. This is normal speed. Yep, time scale. Takes a long time with normal speed. But everything looks more realistic. If you play it on fast speed, it feels like a shrunk down version of a real world. With normal speed it looks pretty good and realistic. Whatever you prefer. Okay, so we get some teachers in here. We should be able to go and give education to everyone. Looks like I forgot that for a little while, and that might have caused some issues in the area that I wasn't getting. So this should resolve itself pretty soon. And also explains the worker shortage in the area that I was experiencing. So we'll get a lot more workers in here soon, and probably also a lot more students. We'll boost the amount of teachers by manually assigning them to go to the school at the cost of other facilities. Maybe we won't have enough doctors anymore, but education kind of has priority. I guess we should also go to the hospital. Healthcare is important. Okay. Construction ongoing, as expected. We can assign everything, or we can just let them do things manually. I think we'll let them do things as they want. Because if I assign everything, they'll also start random buildings. And right now I want them to really focus on the fire station at first. I do have to assign the dump trucks though. I guess I have to assign everything, otherwise the dump trucks are too far away and don't really get assigned for construction right now. Okay, this should resolve itself quickly now. We have a lot more students in the classroom than on the schoolyard. So, glad that was caught soon enough. Otherwise this could have led to significant issues where you suddenly stop having any educated workers and nothing gets done anymore. And the basic education is relatively easy to get for people, so just gotta let this run for like 5 to 10 minutes and then settle things back up to how they were before, where people could go wherever they see fit. Should be seeing gravel come in here now, after the assignment has been made. Good old sudden disasters regarding to the school, yeah. Oh, I have 10% unemployment, everything must be great. Oh, it's because of low education. What did I do that caused this? Welcome to the stream, Satelier. Yeah, those things are not covered by the notification system. Those are things that have to be spotted yourself right now. Things like very high number of low education could like be a reason to give a warning to the player. But if it does, then I guess you would also have way fewer disasters, and maybe that's also not that great. I don't know. I wonder if other areas were also affected. Nope, just that town. The town with the school has the lowest amount of educated workers. The ones that we brought in by bus are all fine, but the ones that actually live next to the school are not. Still quite a high number. Let me drop the loyalty requirement down to 20% for the school. It's a tough balance to strike. I do personally have a bit of a love-hate relationship with problems caused by the past me. But that's the game, isn't it? You set something up, do it quick, so it gets running and it earns you money, and then you go and, oh no, now it's producing so much stuff, I need to hook a rail line up to it, and I didn't plan for that, and oh no, now it's making so much waste. What do I do with that? It's always like that. So, I guess in this game we're going to sprawl out all over the map before we get better technology. And then we're gonna go, why did I do this? Why did I not research better buildings yet? Now I have to demolish all of the buildings and get better ones. Past me. That's probably what's gonna end up happening. I'm gonna get better buildings and then I'm gonna go, great. Demolish, demolish, demolish. But I don't think so. I mean, the towns do look decently nice. They could become the old towns and then we'll build better buildings around them or something. Except this one. This one can probably get demolished at some point. Gotta get workers here to finish construction of that. It is too far away here for 3-kilometer auto search. So yeah, maybe setting up more construction offices with more materials will be useful. It's quite a hilly map you have there. It reminds me of one of my runs in which everyone died to a coal-related traffic jam. Oh yeah, I like hilly maps. I generated this one randomly. And I do like going for like 1.2%? No, the hilliness I think wasn't 0. I don't know what the setting exactly was. Basically not the highest amount, but slightly below the highest. I did give an option for rivers, it didn't generate any. And yeah, right now we only have one customs house with 3 rail connections on the on the eastern side and 1 on the western side, so we're also limited on trains pretty much. I think this will be where we'll have to focus on domestic traffic a lot more than pushing everything out to the border and then buying it back whatever we need. So infrastructure might be more of a topic in this map, especially with the hills everywhere. Thank you for the follow, Settler. Appreciate it. We still have to plan a rail line going through here eventually, but that is somewhat far off. And then I guess this is one of the squares that could get the technical university. But I think this area might be more suitable here to have another larger town for a technical university. And then we could think about tunneling through this mountain and developing the town against the mountain. Maybe have some residential buildings slowly climbing up the hill. I don't know. Have not done a city sprawl across a hill. Maybe I should get another bus to get rid of the warnings about not enough workers. Probably a thing that I can do. So we'll send any workers to heating plant. That we can do. Assign you to heating plant. And assign you to heating plant. And there you go. Oh, justice system is working again. We have some prisoners. Could get another prison bus, I guess. What's this? Oh, okay, secret police. And yeah, Zezhov I don't think needs to warn me every time. They have enough workers here, that's fine. A pro tip, don't try to build several kilometer-long railroad tunnels without proper equipment. It takes a wee bit while. There are tunnel boring machines, and I think when you have a tunnel boring machine it actually makes sense to build a really long tunnel, because then you can do it in one go, where they bring all the resources, then you do the tunnel boring, and then you finish the tunnel without having to go to multiple steps. I don't quite remember, but there might also be an argument to be made for shorter sections, because at least for bridges, you can put signals on you can put signals on bridges only where bridges have a pause. So if you draw a bridge in multiple segments, you can then put signals on these points. I tried doing that before the bores were a thing. Oh yeah, I mean train tunnels before the tunnel boring machines, those were the dark ages. Let's see. I don't know if it is the same for tunnels. It might be. I think it'll all put it in. Oh yeah, you can also put signals in between tunnel segments. So if you make a really long tunnel, it's probably a good idea to split it up into multiple segments so you can put signals down. You can't put them anywhere on a tunnel, it has to be between planned tunnel segments. And that way you can have trains waiting underground. So that reason is probably outweighing the slightly faster construction of a longer tunnel. Just the ability to actually have trains stacking up in a tunnel, like on a regular rail track. And then you split it up into 200-meter chunks, stop the tunnel, draw another one, and then put the signals in there and it's done. There's even a prison. The game is so deep, realistic, I like. Yeah. It's very difficult to get into. I mean, games like City Skylines also have prisons, but the way the game treats things is a lot more precise and not necessarily realistic, but like on point. Like it feels like it is simulating the aspect to a point where it does make sense. In City Skylines, it's more towards the abstraction level and allowing you the freedom of designing it the way you want to. In this game, the game expects you to abide by the rules and work with the systems to make a city or town or nation that runs well. So City Skylines is more about freedom of expression, whereas this is more about management, I think. Okay, the number of unemployed people is going down, which is good. I'm going to look into this game. I think I would enjoy it a lot. Yeah, give it a try, but don't be discouraged by there being a lot of stuff to have to worry about. You can customize the game to your liking, disabling and enabling a lot of the mechanisms. So disabling waste management or vehicle consumption of fuel. Stuff like that can be disabled if it gets too much in the beginning. And then just getting used to the UI itself, placing buildings, seeing how the population interacts with things. One aspect of the game that tripped me up in the beginning was you only have to manage the way where workers get to their workplace. You don't have to manage the way how they get back to home. This is like implicit, so when you set up a bus route that brings workers to their workplace, it is assumed that this line also deals with how they get back. In game terms, they do teleport back home, but yeah, the management of getting citizens to their workplace is already quite challenging in some aspects. I might need the tree planting research. Yep. Dwarf Fortress approach of losing is fun. When you make mistakes, don't be too harsh on yourself. Yeah, as we already said, this game is... Why did I do that? I want it differently now, and now it's gonna be really painful to change things, the game. If you play on lower difficulty levels, you can just say bulldoze this, quick remove and change it. But on harder difficulties, everything becomes much more visceral and permanent. So making changes to the system with harder difficulties is more challenging. For example, if you're changing the power network or water and sewage piping. Because if you deconstruct the sewage pipe, then the sewage is gonna back up, and well, you better hope you have something in place that can deal with it for the time being. But if you like these sort of kind of games and you can get past the initial learning curve and that the UI is a little bit more clunky, at least for now, clunky, I mean, it's still in early access, but this is the last content update before the final release, then, and they're definitely working on UI. Maybe not in the way that people think of, but the last edition included highlights that are actually really easy to see. Previously it was just a slight yellow tint, but now they've actually added outlines to highlights. And it makes it really easy to see what you've selected, even at very far away zoom levels, and that's really nice. When I select buildings, for example, you can see the blue tinted ones are the selected buildings and the green ones are the active tasks that my construction officers are assigned to. Fire station is coming up. Just a few more resources to finish the construction. And then we're in business. And yes, I have to plan for a resource storage in this area for citizen goods and also for construction materials, I think. So out of curiosity, what would you recommend as early income sources? Well, I've started with the new content in this one. My income source right now is hazardous waste. What I'm doing is I'm importing trains loads of hazardous waste, which is giving you about 100,000 per long train load here. Then I'm carrying, well, that's maybe not early game, but like after you have the rail line set up. Then I'm transporting it to the incinerator, and then I'm exporting the incinerated waste back out. So I'm basically getting rid of their hazardous waste for them. There is a waste treatment plant, and I don't know how profitable that is, which treats hazardous waste and turns it into mixed waste in the same way. I don't know what the difference is. I've been going with the idea of just chuck it in the incinerator, burn everything off, and then you're left with a composition of mixed waste that only has metals in it and construction waste. Yep, sounds like a plan. I also have to test it at some point. It probably leaves a lot more materials in the waste that could then get recycled out, like plastic and all the metals, of course, the construction waste, plastic. The biological waste might also still be left in there. I don't exactly know what the waste composition of the output, of the export, the output is in this process. That would require testing. Once organic waste is in the pile of mixed waste, it's really difficult to get it out. I think you can only get back down to the organic waste by pulling out all of the other components. But even then you will probably be stuck with a pile that has organic waste and other waste in it, and then you haven't really achieved anything. It looks like we don't have enough trains on importing waste, but I mean, we're still making enough money, so I could send our other train back out, I guess. I could also shorten the trains a little bit. Maybe they need to spread themselves out with the loading a little bit. But yeah, trying to set up a food factory, putting a garbage transfer on it will be really useful, because the garbage transfer is a unique building in this. This is like a garbage stand except it is for industries, so you can hook it up to anything, or anything that has a factory connection, but it doesn't work like that. So if I hook it up to this, it doesn't suddenly allow this facility to start recycling. It is mainly intended for industries, so if you have, for example, if you have a coal mine, I guess, probably, like here, you can specify what you want to recycle, and in this case I wanted to get the construction waste out. So the industry, which is the coal mine, does recycle, so it puts the construction waste into the construction waste containers, and any other waste into the other containers. So if I were to specify a bio-waste container, it would put the bio-waste in that container. But it does produce very little amounts of biological waste. The rest is mostly other waste. Do I use any mods? No, I am completely mod free. I'm guessing the trains take a fair bit to fill up with waste. Fair bit of time. Indeed, yes. Waste loading at the customs house is very slow. They do block up quite a bit of your network if you do that. That's why I designed it in a way where only the right 2 lanes are intended to hold the waste trains, and then the left lane is still open for anyone. And I also wanted to rework this area so I could make sure that the waste trains only go into that only the waste trains go into this waiting platform. I wanted to basically have a rail line come out here across, which we do have to remove this road to make that happen, it looks like. My waste trains go through this end station to refuel, and then they're supposed to go into the waiting area. So I will make a direct connection into that waiting area and cut off the other line. I have big container waste trucks picking up the hazardous waste. Those fill up fairly quickly. Yeah, for residential areas, if you do have a clinic, I really highly recommend specifying waste storage for these that does allow the storage of hazardous waste. Because if waste fills up and it can't go anywhere, it spills out and it causes some pollution. And hazardous waste causes a lot of pollution. So the waste management in your city does have a few cases where you need to be careful. But those are to be learned by people, and I think that's fun. So here we're separating out the hazardous waste, which can be stored inside the small clinic, but now that we have an external container, they're bringing everything in that one instead. And the rest is stored in here. But even if I set these to store biological waste, they wouldn't put anything in it because they don't do recycling, because we didn't research it. And that's the benefit of maybe running an industry early that gives you lots of biological waste, because then you could turn it into fertilizer for your fields. And a small farm could provide a lot of resources. Right now we're importing fertilizer, so at least we should be. That is what? Oh, that's the construction waste. Now we are importing fertilizer. For our Vulcanideni farm fertilizer dump. We should already have liquid fertilizer in here, which is being used to spray out onto the fields somewhere. I don't know where the tractor is right now. There's one heading back right now with the equipment to spray out said fertilizer. So it was going somewhere. And yeah, that improves fertility of the fields and nutrient level, so we get a lot more crops. Wait, hazardous waste is bad for you? Shocking. I mean, you could also probably put it in a bottle and write some name on it, like Waldmeister or Gatorade or something, I don't know, and sell it as an energy drink. I don't know, might work. Whatever works, I guess. In this case, we're just burning it close to our first settlement. But yeah, these developments are really shocking, I know. Pollution in the area is okay, even with coal ore processing now being close by. I don't think I want to increase the productivity of the coal mine. I don't want more population, because if I get more population, this will generate more pollution and will make less population. Maybe if I have the vitamin research. Don't they already do that? Yes. Yes, they put things in drinks and sell it. I mean, if you want to be technical about it, isn't alcohol just like fruits gone bad? But in a controlled manner, I guess. Mostly, yeah. Okay, fire station is up. I'll get a fire truck here. I'm gonna go for the fire ladder again, because it's an area with residential buildings, and I like the idea of having fire ladders, I guess. We'll assign the bus route to bring workers directly to the fire station for now. We'll select both buses. We'll enable line spacing and let those buses run. The fire engine will arrive here soon enough, and then we should have fire safety in this area, even if the buildings get constructed now. One thing about the waste trains that is probably going to get fixed soon is that if you put the waste wagons in a rail distribution office, it doesn't allow you to specify loading mixed waste right now, so that is something to be worthy of taking note. It does work with direct routes, but rail distribution office currently does not. It still works with the hazardous waste, so you could run automatic rail distribution with hazardous waste, just getting the mixed waste back out of the area. Not possible right now. Let me put in some trees in this area so it looks a little bit better. If we have room for trees, that is. Better run DDM practice for a bit and then finishing this afternoon. Yeah, good luck with that. Enjoy your practice. Have a good day. Hydrate and all of that. We'll let those trees develop, I guess, and see what it looks like after. You too. Have a good day, Gavin. Take care. Thank you for thank you for stopping by. Okay, fire station is up. Fire truck refueled itself with the free fuel station nearby. Yeah, we can now rest a little bit easier in the knowledge that we do have fire safety in this area. At the cost of a few less people in this area, I guess, but we could still get some more migrants and fill up the ranks, I guess. And why not? We do have extra spare money to do that, so does make sense. Okay, low education is on the downwards slope, so our education system has picked up the slack and put everyone through a proper education. We'll increase government loyalty requirements in the area again. This should be quite a loyal town to us and our government. Let's fill our secret police with vehicles. We're gonna go for the extra cheap variety again. So in regards to the planning of resource storages, I think we're going to go for 4 warehouses for rail-based delivery of materials for our towns that are in this area. So there will be 4 warehouses here. Should maybe put them in range for the electricity, I guess. And I think if I hook them up diagonally, then I can put them close to each other. Then the incoming trains from this side could easily go into this area, but I might have to think about a way where they also can go back out this way. Shouldn't be too difficult. Maybe I'll move them even closer. I just need to make sure that they actually have easy access to the road network for people to pick things up. And maybe I can put them in a way where they all hook up to the road cargo station, so we don't have vehicles going into the warehouses directly, but the road cargo station instead. I guess we could run two of them per road cargo station. That would prevent the rail connection though, so that's not going to be an option, at least not in that layout. Or I go back to the method of a cargo train station and have the warehouses hook up to that around the sides. Then I don't need 4 different assignments, only one to deliver the area with all of the goods it needs. That sounds very good. I don't think I need electricity for this. Unless I have a cargo train station for meat in this area. But I think truck-based delivery of meat is still okay. At some point in the central area we will have a refrigerated storage for that. But I think this town doesn't need it yet. Oh yeah, there's different types of cargo train stations now. Right. Oh man, so many options. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that could be a cargo train station for everything, I guess. Holy moly. I mean, that would work for the area. That would be everything, pretty much. Might be way too large, though. But that does look quite attractive. So this is like 4 factory connections. This is a few more. We could then also have storages for chemicals and pretty much all of the materials in here. And these still have more than enough factory connections. Then you have a road cargo station hooked up to it. Oh yeah, this is going to be the thing here, isn't it? I think this small one is more than enough for this. I really wish it would rotate properly though. Maybe that's because of the elevation, it doesn't show properly. The trains can probably come in this way. This is all rail distribution based, so no direct trains, so we don't need to worry about fuel. Make sure that we follow the terrain a little bit, make it look a little bit more natural. Around the outside. How long is this depot? Oh, it's long enough to easily hold anything we need. Train lengthwise, so it's just going to be signals directly on the outside. Then our switch. And then signals leading in. And then we can have our corner over here. Why are you complaining so much? Crossing not allowed. Okay, this is supposedly fine. Probably if I remove these it will work. There we go. That's a nice junction.
And then we just have our warehouses attached to this, I guess. And it doesn't have to be the rail-based one anymore. We could just use the smaller ones and hook those up to cargo stations. But these smaller ones also have more loading platforms. They have like 2 loading platforms by themselves, so a road cargo station becomes even less likely to be necessary. So I guess we're just gonna go ahead and put them in this area without anything explicit. It's like basically everything we need in this town in its own storage that we can set to whatever we need. One storage for just food, clothing, electronics, and alcohol. Then we can also have the refrigerated storages on here if we want to. Would be easy to set up. Man, those new cargo platforms are ridiculously good. I really like it. Makes it really easy. Oh, comparatively easy. Let's do that. Down a little bit, and then use that corner to go to this road once we've constructed it. That could be a sharp turn towards this area, I guess. I will redo that a little bit. Put a straight road here instead. Maybe the intersection that has 5 connections is not the way to go here. This is probably a little bit more approachable for vehicles. So yeah. That in place, and we'll hook it up once the road has finished construction. Looks like we're working on the university now. Oh yeah, and regarding the question, what is my usual go-to when it comes to making money early game? Recently I've been trying a lot of go big or go home strategies before this update. Like instant steel mill with ship deliveries. Worked quite well until I tried to push the production up and I didn't have a way to drop down the price of keep the price down of fuel. Then the fuel price exploded and I needed to also build an oil refinery, but then I was pretty much set. Try to go for tourism, that's also really intuitive. Earning you money, especially if you make your own food and alcohol, which you should be able to do easily. But yeah, tourism is really effective. But you do need research with the newer versions to get started on that. You can build small hotels, but you do need visas for actually getting them into your republic. Other than that, I usually try to start small and either go construction industry, where you just build gravel, asphalt, bitumen, then brick factories and all of that. Brick factory and prefab panels, and if you have all of the construction industries, you basically can expand for free. And the only thing you're still paying for is the resource imports for your citizen goods. Alternatively, you start with the citizen goods and then slowly start sprawling out. Each new settlement will cost you to set up, but once you have people living there, that should then be free for you, because you don't pay for having people be able to eat and other things. Still need the electric transformer and electricity in general in this area, so I think I want this to be facing towards the town. There's a fire station right here which can extinguish anything if there's a problem. We'll plan for 2 transformers. Put in a 6 times high voltage switch to make it easy to hook everything up. It's a little bit too long. Oil and bauxite, but that was a bit hindered by the tech revamps. You can still do oil, but you do have to worry about maintaining your buildings and vehicles that you're using for export at some point. I think crops might be a good way to start making money now, since you can get a lot of them. I do think that maybe exporting crops could be worth it, but I don't know. If you're providing some fertilizer to the fields and they output 50% more than before, it did seem to make a decent chunk of money. And farms are easy to set up and don't require any workers, so you only need a small town or village even that can do vehicle repairs and maintenance on the structures, and fire station. Setting up a town just to handle the fire station and don't having to pay for foreign workers is really nice. Yep. We will start with a larger wire towards this area, so we'll say, how much electricity are we using right now? One megawatt plus another megawatt, 2 megawatts in this area. So I think we could say this area is pretty much happy with how much electricity it has. We'll have one more 8 megawatt wire going here, and then we can start from this town with a larger wire towards whatever we want to do at some point with like our own power production. Not gonna be able to fit those wires here. Your own republic is calling you, so you need to help out. Thank you very much. Have fun. Have a lot of fun yourself. Enjoy the new update. And don't be careful about waste piling up in storages where you least expect it. Have a good day. I'll be tuning into your stream a little bit later, I think. Yep, that looks okay. Should probably follow the road instead, shouldn't it? Probably. Feels slightly too long. Ah, we can make that one a little bit longer. Yes. Okay, that fits better. So we'll have electricity in this area soon. 5 megawatt per transformer should be enough. I'm not gonna have very much electricity consumption here. Kinda like this. I must say I like this wire. It looks stupid, but it leaves all of the other connections open. Then we can have high voltage wires go this way and this way. Yeah, I think that'll work. Oh, maybe not. Sorry. No. So we have one connection this way, which will be this. And we have connections going to there, which are probably going to come off of this side. And then this way. So 2 of this side, 1 on this side. Or maybe 2 on this side, 1 on this side. But having a wire go through here is not going to be an option, so this one could also go along the rail track. Yeah. No, that should work. That should be fine. We will use this. But this instead. Okay. We also need resource deliveries here for construction equipment. So we do have the option of having a railroad run off of this into another area. And then having another cargo train station for construction material. Alternatively, we just use this one. Relocate the technical service, which doesn't need to be here. And then instead we'll put in storages here for steel, bricks, prefab panels and boards. Which I do like. It's like centralizing everything. And I think small storages are gonna be okay. We can bring the resources in here by train. That should be fast enough. Well, if we can place it while still having access to the road connection, that is. That would work theoretically, so we could have 3 connections on that side. The patch is out. Hello, Serial. The patch is out for the public test branch now, yes. So anyone has now access to it if they go into the public test branch, and everyone can enjoy it. That is still working. That's maybe getting a little bit too cluttered. Damn, I just bought D4? Oh. Sorry to hear that then. But I mean, playing the update doesn't cost you anything, since I assume you already own workers and resources anyway. So whenever you get bored of Diablo 4, then I guess you could just jump in. Is there a way where I can hook these up maybe diagonally and then save space that way? I think this is probably the way to go. Maybe not. But it'll allow us to get a few more resource storages here. These ones have 2 loading stations, so they don't need a road cargo station. That will be enough. We'll have 1 storage for steel, 1 storage for prefab. I guess I still don't need prefab panels. Do I need a 4th one? I guess I'll get a 4th one for all of the construction materials in the area. Just whenever I start needing them again. And then this will hook up down here. We still have a slot for refrigerated goods, so meat, and yeah, we should be able to run this. This will allow us to set up construction industry in here, with the resources being delivered by train. Should this make nice and accessible. Both games won't run anyway? Okay. That sounds bad. I hope you can figure things out then. Okay, construction train. Heating problem? Yes, heating problem is fine. That's to be expected. That one does have low temperature, so the citizens going here are going to experience some mild frostbite. I did not build a fire station that doesn't require heating, I just went for the full-scale fire station, which is going to be slightly bad throughout winter, I guess, but hopefully we can endure. Population did grow quite a bit, so should be okay. Now population isn't growing anymore in this area. That garbage stand is having issues again. But the buildings do connect to other garbage stands, except... yeah, that one too, okay. What about you? Cancel. Nope, still the same. Okay, sure, whatever. Yes, I know a heating problem in the fire station. I could build a small fire station, I guess, and then demolish the other one. Well, not demolish this one, demolish the small one. Once we have the heating set up, I guess I'll do that. So our people don't have to suffer. We'll set up a small fire station that doesn't require heating. Move everything over and run this small station until we can run this one with proper heating in the area. This whole area will get its own electricity, especially once we have when we have refrigerated goods stored in the area. That will make sense. Then we have a substation for here. Oh, we already placed that one, okay. And then we can hook up these ones to wires already. All of which will be underground wires. I'm not gonna mess around with above ground wires here. That's not what I wanted. We'll go with that. Probably redo those wires though. Underground wires, please. Sure. And then last but not least, since there's going to be a lot more wires here. Wait, yeah. The heating plant 1. And the resources. Set those up. That will provide electricity once everything is connected. When we have the bus platform up, we can probably start bringing in some extra workers here directly, foreign workers, to speed constructions along without having to rely on construction vehicles. Or I could just get buses here, I guess, and then have those ones pick up people from the customs house and deliver them to construction sites instead. Let's see how much money we're earning from exports this year. Oil is earning us a lot. Crops, not so much. Coal, also decent. And yeah, import-wise we are on negative imports. This is also earning as much as we are earning on exports, I think. No, this is actually not including the calculation for the hazardous waste that we are importing, so it's a little bit skewed. We're earning much more than that. I should have up this rail line properly to all of them. I have to redo this. So we need a rail line from all of them merging into a single point and then going into this track and being able to feed back this track. I think I'll start demolishing this rail and just redoing this whole thing. Let's remove the signal. Yeah, that should work. I guess I don't have to demolish this one. Just this siding, and then we can work with whatever's left and put in a new plan in place that will also allow export of coal to Nega and shouldn't cause any more traffic issues. What's here? Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Don't really need those signals, I don't think. I guess for construction purposes, yes. But not after that. Once we start importing materials for this area, it will be slightly expensive, but we'll have enough money to do so. And then any surrounding village can pick up from this storage whatever they need. We don't have coal set up yet. Coal will need its own unloading station. But that can be to the right side and also feed the coal into the heating plant, I guess. So we have a small aggregate storage for the heating plant here, which is just the heating plant. And then we have an aggregate storage where people can pick up resources from. 1,000 tons should be more than enough to deal with that. This will only need a road connection for construction. Then we have a truck aggregate loading platform in the area where people can go and pick up coal from. And then both of these will hook up into a train aggregate unloading station. And as we learned, we don't need a large one, just a small one will do. And it should be directly connected to both of these. Otherwise they don't realize... Well, I guess because they have another storage here. Yeah, I'll add another aggregate storage, so we can use a conveyor. Make it easier to set up. And the rail line will come off of this track in between here. Yes, these signals can go away. Rail track will come off of here, turn over here and just go to this platform. And then only one unloading platform for the area. With this should be more than 155 meters to take care of the rail distribution office. And it is 184 meters. So that will handle coal deliveries to the area for the heating plant directly and for pickups from the other storage. Go for a perfectly smooth road, I guess. we'll use that to construct these facilities. Don't need any road access after, except for fire trucks. And they all have electricity as necessary, so everything should be fine. New fire station is almost up. Then we'll relocate the people from over here so they don't suffer significant injuries when temperature drops really low. At least not anymore. Okay, everyone relocate fire engine over there. And the microbuses go to this fire station now. And this does not require heating. We still need the technical service over here. This road clearing is not adequate enough. It's not acceptable. Didn't build a technical service in Sezhov. So one over here. I guess we have to have one on this side. And can still build another one next to the coal plant, the heating plant. And the gas station eventually. Yeah. Ambulance did not arrive. Well, I assume it's the firefighters, so it's probably for the best that we made that change. We didn't have enough ambulances in the area to deal with those issues. But yeah, a small fire station should not require heating. There's no heating connection to the heating plant. Doesn't have an internal heat water tank, whereas this one does. And that's why it shows connections. We also need to think about a potential unloading area for gravel, because we wanted to use this for construction. So we have the option of hooking up another storage here that is only responsible for gravel, with another truck loading station, and then maybe some construction offices in the area up here, dealing with any construction in this area and its vicinity. But first we need some people here. Might even get a second fire engine. I think this area will be large and wide enough to warrant that. Also for the surrounding areas, just to support any problems that might arise. Well, rail demolition is working. One would assume. I guess it doesn't have access. Let's pick up the rail construction office manually and try. Maybe it does have enough rail construction to do right now and didn't assign itself yet. That's the case. Okay, then we'll assign it manually and they can get to that eventually. Once we have a technical service in the area, we can provide water and sewage as necessary. I still think we might need a second technical service right away. Because road clearing will be important, but also, yeah. Also bringing water and taking away sewage from the area will be important. We should have enough room here. I don't think I need any of these connections for anything else other than refrigerated goods. But I'm not sure yet. Like, I think since everything is hooked up nice and easy here, having a storage just for refrigerated goods will be easy enough to set up, and I just can put that in place too. Then we have another technical service going out this way. And this area down here. Maybe I missed something that I should store. Probably chemicals, since we have 4 storages, but I probably consolidate the clothing and electronics into one warehouse and use the 4th one for other materials. Probably gonna do that instead of having 5 warehouses here. One warehouse should definitely be food. And maybe the second warehouse can be clothing and alcohol. Then we have still electronics and chemicals, I guess. Chemicals aren't really used by us yet. So that's just future-proofing, I guess. But I think it'll be nice to have that on the radar and able to set up once we need it. And the game crashed. I think it is probably related to rail demolition, if I would have to take a guess. Since that is something, and I think the only thing that I changed, it was 4 minutes ago. Well, that's unfortunate. Did I put the rail demolition order in? It's not assigned. Suspend that for now. I'll do that at a later time. If it is related to that. But I will have to put the technical service back. I think I'll connect it to this road instead of the main road. That road again. little bit more. Okay. I will be able to hook up once we're done with the asphalt road construction. This is waiting for a bunch of asphalt, but construction has started, so just gotta wait. These ones I did put in place, and I don't remember if I did anything else other than talk about future storage options. Maybe I'll put the gravel storage in place already. We do have gravel on the rail network, so it'll be easy to transport in this area. And then construction industry, basically. Across this rail track, just some construction offices pretty much. Probably have to get some more monuments in the area here as well. I guess this will be a good use of the Brospyne area, the greenery area around the residential buildings. Lots and lots of monuments. Thought I already had enough in here, but apparently not. So, which buildings were assigned? You were assigned to the bus stop, and both of you have relatively low unhappiness. Probably because you were working in a freezing fire station for quite a while, so hopefully that'll recover. Let me drop a save. I don't know why this one would cause issues. Hello Polski Toad, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Why would this one potentially crash the game? Do we have a connection? Yo, I have that game. That sounds great. How long have you been playing it? And have you been enjoying it? Police station. Provide the police cars in advance. I really did. Yeah, they have released a new update for the test branch, the public test branch, where you now have to deal with some other things like waste management, building maintenance, vehicle aging, and research trees. And some other things that I probably forget right now. So our citizens now produce garbage that we have to deal with, which is composed of a lot of different things, wherever it gets created. Citizens making a lot of burnable and biological waste, whereas industries, for example, is our coal mine, making some construction waste, aka chunks of rock. My favorite part is that in this game you can place 3 alcohol factories next to 1 school and 1 kindergarten each. Yes, you can do a lot of things. You can also build what we have done, a large incinerator, and importing toxic waste to right next to our largest town area right now. Basically burning up lots and lots of very dangerous chemicals. I think I do need the other train back. We're not burning as much as we could, but I guess the money is fine, so Let's run it at reduced capacity. I really like the game because it's quite complicated and distinct. You can do a lot of silly stuff, but running it on the hardest difficulty can also get somewhat challenging in regards to managing things. So there's a lot of ways to play it. I decided to connect the only train line I have to every building, and now trains are getting mind-fucked up trying to work. Yeah. Trains are also challenging when you wrap your head around how signals work, how you should plan things, what are common problems with train lines. There are some pitfalls there, for sure. We have a lot of intersections on the train line. Traffic jam is really easy. But if you are a little bit careful, it does work. And while this looks very cluttered, it works okay. 15 days from oil refinery to Czechoslovakia. Okay. Well, in this one in the new version you can buy trains that run slow. So you can make that even longer if you want. 40 kilometers an hour trains, so make them run slower than any road car other than the large dump truck, which only runs 35 kilometers an hour. And then trains run really, really slowly. But it is very satisfying to watch them run, I think. I think this fire station is going to produce a bunch of waste. It's not going to be handled. Okay. Okay, this train station does not, this fire station does not matter. We're going to hook up the waste storage here. Heating pipe getting all the resources necessary for construction. But yeah, everything else still working smoothly, no issues except the lower loyalty and sometimes happiness in our smaller residential areas. But they're holding on. They have seemed to settled in at a decent, well, mostly decent happiness right now. We did remove that road, so we might be able to now put in the rail connection that I wanted. Let's see if that works. No. The footpath will have to be removed. But at least, oh, we might be able to do that nonetheless. Never mind. I think this intersection for the footpath is too close. Let's remove that section. I'll try again once we have that junction removed, and then we can maybe put the rail in, hook it up as necessary, and run our trains through that. You gave up building a republic after one city? Okay, yeah, it is not for everyone. Some people like building industries and just running materials. Some people like building cities that then expand all across the map. I've been building mega cities near the border, and that was working fine, but this game I'm challenging myself to sprawl across the map by allowing myself only one research per settlement. And with more than 100 researchers available in the new version, it is a challenge. Although for the challenge we are doing very well. So it's more going to be a logistical challenge than a challenge about money, I think. Don't tell me the power line is in the way. Well, the power line should currently not affect too much. Oh wait, the power line. Oh, the power line goes to the gravel. And the heating plant over there, but that one also is covered by this. Okay, so we can take down that power line temporarily if we need to, which we probably do. We'll have to also disconnect this rail line to make that a smooth rail line connection. And then try run a train here. Oh, we can make that already a smooth connection. Never mind. It looks smooth enough, I think. And we go through here, along this area. Okay, now this is working as well. And hook up into this line. Okay, guess we'll trigger a rail demolition of this for now. And we'll start a demolition of this power line, which should be okay. Maybe not the whole one, just this small section here. This, and this. Tear down these wires. Hook up the new rail line. Get rid of this segment as well, after. Wait, demolition takes time now? Well, demolition needs demolition vehicles. So they're sending workers here to tear down the infrastructure. Or if it's a larger thing, then they'll actually bring machinery. And there are demolition officers now, so demolition is more involved now, yes. So we did build a large demolition office, which has an excavator, a bus, an open hull truck to transport the excavator, and a bunch of dump trucks for waste transportation, as well as a covered hull truck if I ever decide that I want to blow something up with explosives more quickly. So far that wasn't necessary yet. And yeah, changing things is a lot more involved now if you play with that difficulty. So the wires have already gotten demolished, and there are now waste trucks on their way to pick up the waste that got generated. And once that's done, this wire is demolished and we can place a new one. There's a waste truck going here and picking up the mixed waste, construction waste, and the metal scrap. And the metal scrap and construction waste are currently sold at the border for some profit, whereas the mixed waste goes to the incinerator and is just burned. I will remove this signal so construction trains can use this lane to build this area up. I also need to remove this signal, I think. And assign the demolition. So we put the new rail track in place. I can now plan the new electric wire here. Cutting across like that and let it get rebuilt. Waste makes profit instead of wastewater, which sells for negative profit. No, waste is a complex thing. Waste is not just makes profit or makes no profit. You have a lot of different types of waste. You have mixed waste, which is just a term to say there's everything. There could be everything in there. So we have some metal scrap in here, plastic waste, biological waste, burnable waste, and other waste. And this is generated by the people living here, whereas industries mixed waste could mean a lot of more construction waste, etc. And all of the different waste sell for different things. So plastics waste gives you money, other waste costs you money. And selling hazardous waste, which is like mixed waste with dangerous stuff in it, costs you a lot of money if you sell it. Then you have aluminum scrap, which gives you money, and so on. Ash is a result from burning waste, and that one costs you money to sell as well. Alternatively, you can build garbage dumps and let the waste rot away, but stuff like metal scrap or construction waste does not rot away by itself. And the garbage dump will at some point fill up with it if you don't take care of it. Sell it to Black Mesa is another option, but I don't do that. Some waste does sell for money. That's true. And the waste that doesn't sell for money, you could import for a profit and then handle it. Which is what we are doing. We're importing hazardous waste and handling it in one way or another. Let's prioritize the demolition of this. Arizona. Importing waste for profit sounds like a loophole. I mean, you can also import wastewater, but it's really very non-profitable. In the case of hazardous waste, it does give you a lot of money. It does take a very long time to load at the border, so you can see the train loading here very, very slowly. If you store hazardous waste anywhere, that is a dump, it generates a huge amount of pollution. And I guess it does put a relatively high strain on your logistics network, but yes, it's profitable if you do it. But you will have to build for it, I think, to make it work. Can we do the rail demolition, maybe? Go back, I want to do the rail demolition, please. Please? Where are you going? Building rail tracks over there. No train set available for current constructions. Unassign that one. Do the demolition. Thank you. Rail demolition is now also involved. So if you do rail demolition, you need to set up your rail construction office with a storage for the waste materials. Then it'll start demolishing the train track. And as soon as it's done, it'll stand around here until you deal with the waste. Which is mixed waste. Lots of other waste mostly, some biological waste for some reason. Construction waste and metal scrap. So it'll demolish the train track first, and then try to put the resources somewhere, and for that you need a storage. The better you plan, the better your profit. Yes, that's also the game, pretty much. We've also improved our profitability by reducing costs, so our fuel price is really low. I think it still should be. It's less than 200. And the way I've done that is I started importing in large quantities, so we're importing fuel by train instead of going to the border and having trucks import fuel. So we're getting the train to bring train loads full of fuel here. Less frequent, so the price can recover again. And also, well, I do have an oil field. We're not exporting the oil for a profit, I'm exporting the oil to drive down the fuel price. So I should hopefully not require an oil refinery in this game by just keeping the fuel price down, by exporting a bit of crude oil and handling the imports a little bit more tactful. Let me import more fuel again. I think the price has recovered, so it's time to get back some more of the fuel. 600 tons sounds good. Rail demolition is done. So we can hook up this train track and let the construction office build this. And once this is done, we can actually run the trains again, because currently our waste trains are stuck inside the end station. You have a traffic jam because you were trying to refuel, but we cut the electricity, and then you, planning things. We do have electricity again, so we can go and let you back into the stop. I should really prevent this machinery from leaving this area. I guess I can do that. I can just say no vehicle above a certain weight. In this case, no vehicle above 10 tons is allowed to leave this area. But then the trucks would still get stuck in here if there's no fuel, and the excavator stops working, so it doesn't quite help in any case. But yeah, we're building this new rail track, and we'll then take out this rail track connection, probably switch it to a train track that goes the other way, so we can still get construction trains into the area, but no other train will be able to enter this. Like maybe have a track go this way. That sounds like it could work. I should probably increase the amount of workers in the rail construction office again. We've run through our education, so this is now fine again, and we have a lot of students waiting because of that, but that's also okay. I think we're lacking higher education again in this area. but this hopefully will resolve itself soon. I will lower the education, the requirement of government loyalty for this area, to hopefully get a few more party officials and spreading university education before we start worrying about loyalty through that system. I think I'll do it here. I think I'll do that connection over here. No, that's not. Oh, I interrupted the road construction. Well, in that case, let's just do what I want to do right now, which is this rail line. Construction office. That one and that one. And yeah, let's get more workers in the rail construction office. It's double the number to 40, I think. Let's go for 20% loyalty requirement for all of our areas for now. Just keep the, well, worst people out of the facilities, I guess. And they can work in our justice system or in our clinics. The other good thing about demolition taking a while is if you accidentally misclick your demolition, like let's say, okay, it doesn't want to do that right now. If there's no vehicle on here and you accidentally misclick, there's too many vehicles. If you accidentally misclick, it doesn't instantly go away. You still can go, oh my god, I didn't mean to do that, cancel demolition. And then the road is still there. So there is now a chance for you to prevent accidental demolitions by canceling them. We have a lot of trains waiting inside here, waiting for the rail line to be upgraded the way that I wanted. Brospyne slowly being constructed, very slowly. We have our bus platform now. The groundworks of the medical university is also almost completely done. Only 2 more deliveries of gravel. And then the excavators can finish construction. The heating pipe has been installed. I think it's probably time to assign a few more building constructions here. Road constructions finishing up around the edges. Soon it's time to hook up some of the residential buildings, I guess. Definitely need our shopping center, definitely need the hospital. Kindergarten and school are also necessary. Water and sewage have been constructed. Electricity is still waiting. get all of these connections up, then we will have electricity. Let's get our technical service up so we have water, sewage, some snowplows. The baseline pretty much. Well, I hope we can recover with university-educated people in this area. Should be doable. Construction of this area with the warehouses will happen at a later time. We'll probably have some distribution from a distribution office, do the early distribution from different area at first. We will need a distribution office here handling the supply to the town. I still think a small distribution office will be fine. This road is almost done, just needs to be rolled. So I shall not hook up anything right now, because otherwise that will interrupt the construction process. Okay, groundworks of the medical university is done. Now we're gonna get all of the open haul trucks bringing construction equipment here and construction materials. And then we can start working on the building itself for our first large university. We can use the distribution office from Sejov to provide the initial supply of food and other goods to our citizens before we hook up the rail network for deliveries. Then even Sejov can pick up resources from this warehouse area rather than the customs house, which should be a shorter distance. And I mean, any town in this area at some point can pick up from this warehouse area, especially when we start supplying our own resources into the network. I guess this is going to be the first major hub of our nation, supplying resources back into the starting area. Travel distances could be a little bit longer for these distribution offices, but I think it would still work out since consumption of resources in here is very slow. Rolling of the road has started. Okay, that rail connection is done completely. Our trains are back on the network, I think. Well, they should be. I guess this is doing line spacing, which is fine. Put the signals in place. So trains can leave this area, but once we have demolished this section, no train will be able to enter this area. It's waiting platform. which is what I want. Any train that is supposed to wait here has to go to the end station first, and that way the rail distribution office will never use this platform at all. And then the rail distribution office will work a little bit more efficiently, because it can use the single, always open platform on the left side and not get stuck behind the slow waste trains doing its loading/unloading. With the infrastructure in place, it shouldn't be far off to get this town up and running. Would be nice to have the construction offices and resources available already, but I think that's for after the town comes online. This town might also be large enough to supply the workforce for doing construction projects. What we don't have in this area is concrete or asphalt. This will probably be the task of 1 or 2 villages to provide concrete plants and asphalt plants for our nation. Let's put this to a high priority. Cancel these railroads because I want the demolition job to be done right now, so please move out and do that. Where's the construction train? There it is, coming back, so it should be heading off to the demolition task right now. And then the line shall be complete. Only a short demolition job. Gonna wait for the resources to be picked up. Just some construction waste. Should be fast to pick that up. I should probably make a distribution office just for the rail construction office, so I don't have to wait for that slight delay in vehicles arriving here. Where is it? Oh, it's on its way. Oh, there it is. That one. And yeah, as soon as it arrives, it picks up the waste and the rail demolition finishes. Hopefully. Looks like it picked up a different type of waste and not the construction waste, so we have other trucks arriving here now. This one is going to load construction waste. gets here. Do I still have a free distribution office? I do. I think I'll put that in place for the time being. And the rail demolition job is done. We'll drop a chain signal here, so the trains will wait. If all of them somehow are filled, it will wait here before we know where it can go. And yeah, now the rail distribution office cannot enter this waiting area anymore. It can just go straight to the end and then pick the open lane where it can unload really fast. Let's see. I think one of these can probably go away. They have 4 tasks. You have 3 tasks. What don't you do? No, you also have 4 tasks. I misread. Okay, well, these vehicles are all going to change its workplace to the new distribution office over here. We'll copy the schedule over and then just remove the import and handling of fertilizer. Also, yeah, mixed waste. Mixed waste we're probably gonna dump into the incinerator instead. Different dump. This one. This is the toxic waste dump. Hazardous. Okay, I think that sets up the rail line for more success by now perfectly cutting out the 2 rightmost tracks only for the slow rail traffic and cutting out all rail tracks for regular rail traffic. So they can't lock themselves in only to the right rail tracks. They will have to go through a line that only makes them choose any of the 3. And then they will always be able to pick the leftmost one, since it will be the one that is open all the time. Yeah, our construction trains are still working. You're stuck. Why are you stuck? Both of them are green. Where are you trying to go? Oh, you're trying to reverse and build that way. Okay, well, I will change these to mixed signals then, which should allow you to do that, I think. And then also institute some rail signals over here for the time being. So you're not building because there's now a train. No, it shouldn't be on the same block. Why are you stuck? Did I not put signals here? I did. They are all red. Oh, because you're on that block and you shouldn't be. Please move. I guess I'm gonna tell you to move too. You're stuck because of that signal. Okay, now it should work again. Coal price going down, not a problem. We're mostly making our own coal and just exporting a tiny bit of extra for a little bit of profit. Yeah. Construction of Brospyne has now started with the infrastructure in place. The university almost completed. Just waiting on resource deliveries, getting lots of workers to build it. Concrete deliveries being a little bit of an issue. Did I already institute the concrete construction office? Yes. But we still have the old trucks that only drive 70 kilometers an hour instead of 87. So we could upgrade those to be a little bit faster. But maybe a little bit premature right now. I think the town will be habitable next time. But for now, I will have to take a break. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Next time, I'm pretty sure we will complete Brospyne and have people move into the area. Hopefully we don't have any education issues in Volcanodeni anymore. The situation looks a little bit dire. I might have to make sure that before I leave and I don't forget that we force some of the people into the headquarters and work this facility. So we go through the university education and anyone who wants to get one. Otherwise this area could run into issues. And the game just crashed, so let me load back in and do the remainder of the outro. I have no idea why it would crash right now. That seems unfortunate. The last save was 5 minutes ago, which is also unfortunate. Well, I guess I'll assign the building. I don't think I did anything else, and we'll see if that happens again next time. Rare construction is waiting. I did do the signals though. Let me quickly do that. Get rid of that. This should be enough, right? I think so. And this building here, and then I'll call it. One with all the university educated people. So yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good start to your week. Good Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, wherever you are. Might be back later, I don't know yet. In any case, take care, and maybe I'll see you next time.